Talia slumped against the wall of the academy's corridor, her forearms wrapped protectively around her torso, the crystalline ridges on her forehead, a mark of beauty among her people on Sears 9, glinted under the harsh fluorescent lights. Here at Galactic Unity Academy, they were just another reason for the others to mock her. Look, it's Crystal Head, sneered Dorn, a Martian senior whose green-tinged skin and enhanced musculature made him imposing to most students. Did your family mine you from a cave? His friends, a mix of various non-human species from across the colonized systems, laughed on cue. Talia's secondary arms trembled slightly, a physiological reaction her species displayed when upset. This only made the laughter grow louder. Maybe on her planet, they used those extra arms to clean toilets, added Rella, a blue-skinned Neptunian whose gills fluttered with amusement. Talia had grown accustomed to the taunts since arriving at the academy 3 months ago. As the only Ceresian in the school and one of only a few hundred who had ever left their home world, she was an easy target. Her species had only joined the Galactic Council 20 years ago, making them the newest addition to interstellar society. Just ignore them, she whispered to herself, a mantra her mother had taught her before she left home. But the ignoring never seemed to work. It was then that Alex entered the corridor, an average-looking human with messy brown hair and a standard academy uniform that hung loosely on his lanky frame. Humans weren't particularly special in the galaxy anymore. They'd been traveling the stars for over a century. They remained somewhat of an oddity due to their unpredictable nature and what other species called their irrational empathy. Alex had barely spoken to Talia in the 3 months since the semester began. They shared xenobiology and advanced physics, but like most students, he kept to his own kind. Humans tended to befriend other humans, Martians with Martians, and so on. It was the unwritten rule of the academy. But something shifted in Alex's expression as he took in the scene before him. His steps slowed and his eyes narrowed. Hey, back off. Alex's voice echoed down the corridor with surprising authority for someone his size. Dorn turned, surprised by the interruption. Mind your business, Earthboy. This doesn't concern you. Actually, it does, Alex said, stepping between Talia and her tormentors. Academy Code, Section 12B. Harassment based on species, planet of origin, or physiological differences will result in immediate disciplinary action. He recited the words as if he'd memorized them. I've already recorded this interaction and sent it to Dean Zalos. This was a bluff, of course. Alex had no recording, but Dorn and his friends exchanged worried glances. You're making a mistake, Dorn said, taking a threatening step forward. Humans should stick with humans. Alex stood his ground. And decent people should stand up to bullies. That's what humans do. The standoff lasted several tense seconds before Rella tugged at Dorn's arm. Let's go. It's not worth getting written up over some Ceresian freak. As they retreated down the hallway, Alex turned to Talia. Are you okay? Talia's forearms slowly unwrapped from her torso. Why did you help me? She asked, genuine confusion in her voice. No one ever does. Alex shrugged, because it was the right thing to do. The simplicity of his answer was quintessentially human. But there's nothing to gain from associating with me, Talia said. Ceresians have no political power in the council. My family isn't wealthy. I can't offer you any advantage. Alex laughed, a sound that Talia found oddly comforting. Not everything is about advantage. Sometimes it's just about being decent. From that day forward, an unlikely friendship formed between them. Alex introduced Talia to his small circle of friends, 2 humans, a Venusian and an android, who welcomed her without hesitation. Together, they created a safe space in a school where conformity and social hierarchies dictated most interactions. Word of Alex's confrontation with Dorn spread quickly through the academy. Other human students began to intervene when they witnessed similar incidents involving students from minority species. A movement started to form, unofficial but powerful. Stand up, they called it. 3 weeks later, Talia entered the cafeteria to find Dorn and his friends surrounding a first-year Plutonian student whose translucent skin pulsed with fear. Without hesitation, Talia approached the group. Leave him alone, she said, her voice steady despite her racing hearts. Dorn turned, surprised to see his former victim confronting him. "You're braver now that you have human friends," he sneered. "No," Talia corrected him. "I'm braver because I learned something from them." Her forearms remained at her sides, relaxed and confident. "Humans don't just protect their own kind. They protect what's right. It's why, despite being physically weaker than many species, they've thrived in the galaxy. They understand that true strength comes from unity." By now, a small crowd had gathered, including several human students who stood nearby, ready to intervene if necessary. Dorn looked around, realizing he was outnumbered not just physically but morally. Without another word, he and his friends dispersed. As Talia helped the young Plutonian to his feet, Alex appeared beside her with an approving smile. "You didn't need my help that time," he observed. "I learned from the best," Talia replied. "You humans have a strange way of inspiring others." Alex grinned. "It's not just a human thing, it's a decent person thing, and today you proved it can be a Ceresian thing too." By the end of the academic year, the stand-up movement had transformed the Academy's culture. Species that had previously kept to themselves began to intermingle, forming friendships based on shared interests rather than shared biology. The administration took notice, implementing stronger anti-bullying policies and creating cross-species cultural exchange programs. And it had all started with one ordinary human who refused to walk past suffering, who saw someone different not as alien, but simply as a person who deserved kindness. In the vast expanse of the universe, perhaps that was humanity's greatest strength after all.